Hi, my name's Dan Cleary, and I'm really looking forward to implementing the flipped classroom for this year's math classes. The flipped classroom has been implemented in many classrooms and school districts throughout the country, and it's been getting some very positive feedback and reaction from parents and students alike. I have used the flipped classroom in the past, and I have really enjoyed it. There are many benefits to it that I think help your student, your child, learn math at a higher level, a deeper level, and it is a very effective teaching tool. Let me tell you a little bit about the flipped classroom and how I use it in our school. In the flipped classroom, we flip when we do homework and when we lecture. Okay, the homework will be watching and listening to the videos that I make and taking notes on them. They will be Cleary videos. It'll have my face, my voice, my hints and tips on how to do things. We'll also have my bad handwriting. The class time, on the other hand, will be used to complete the homework exercises. So what we're doing is we're flipping kind of when we do homework and how we use our class time. So the exercises and the practice of the skills that we'd normally lecture on, that kids normally would do at home, now we're going to do in the classroom. And the lecture, they'll receive that information outside of class. So homework becomes taking notes on the new material via video, and then class time becomes practice, homework, and reinforcing the concepts from the videos. A couple things that it is not an online course, okay? One of the things that I like about the flipped classroom, it actually gives me more time to work individually or in small groups with students to help with bad habits or reinforce concepts or answer deeper level thinking types of questions. It is not independent study. If your child is really good in math, it might be a certain amount of independent study, but it's not sending them off on their own just to try and learn. I try and teach all the concepts and give sample problems in the videos and then find ways to have them practice in the classroom. And it is not a self-paced course. Could your student work ahead? Absolutely. But I've got a daily regimen of what we're going to cover each day in class. All the students will take tests at the same time, quizzes at the same time, so there won't be a whole lot of moving ahead and accelerating things. We will all kind of move along at the same pace. There are many benefits to the flipped classroom. I think one of the benefits of having the notes on video is your student can stop, rewind, and review things right away. They still can ask questions and comment, but those things we would save for the next day. And generally, I begin the next day's class with a quick review of what was on the previous night's video. So if students have questions, I can address those issues right away before we get into the practice work. Other benefits, I think a more efficient and effective use of student time. I think, since I'm going to be present when they're doing their homework, I'm more available to answer their questions or their peers are. That way, if they get stuck on a problem, we can address that right away and not wait till the next day's class, and we can move on with the practice that needs to be done. Sometimes at home, the student gets stuck on something and just puts the book away and they're done, they quit. This way, we can keep moving and move along and make sure they're understanding as they go. This hopefully will eliminate or minimize the dad, mom, sibling help. Oh, can you help me with my homework? I don't get how to do this. I've still heard, though, that some parents like the videos because they can watch themselves and really see what's going on. But my hope is that they won't be doing too much practice skill work at home. They'll get most of that done in class. Hopefully it'll eliminate the need for tutors because I'm going to be more readily available for them during that 30, 40 minutes of class time each day to help answer their questions. And then decrease some of that frustration of getting stuck and not being able to move on, knowing you've got this whole series of problems still to do. I think that's certainly some of the benefit. Another one is if your student is absent, sickness, athletic activities, family outings. There are many things that take our kids away from school. Having the lessons on video allows them to keep pace with the rest of the class and not fall behind because of a sporting event or some other unforeseen situation, and they can easily get caught up. And review. Having the video or the lecture on video is a great review, a way to review for tests and quizzes. And you can review just part of a video, one kind of sample problem, as opposed to watching the whole thing. But the message is consistent and it's always there, and they can go back, and it's great preparation for tests and quizzes to take a look at some of the videos. Obviously, the goal of this is to improve student learning. Okay, that's always our goal. We want our students to learn math, enjoy, and make that happen. How might that happen? As I mentioned earlier, a more efficient and effective use of time. There will be a real emphasis on doing that 20 to 40 minutes of practice during class time. Okay, increased teacher contact. Especially during work time. I'm going to be more of a coach and a guide and a problem solver. I can help students when they get stuck and get over those little hurdles and keep on going. Okay, they can spend time with their peers, learning from their peers. Students sitting next to them. Oh, this is how I do that one, or that's how I do that problem, and they can work together and move forward and still get that practice in. I'm also going to emphasize teaching how to use resources. Certainly the video is a valuable resource. The notes that they take from watching the video is a resource. And the textbook. We can't forget that they can always go back to the textbook and there's sample problems in there. And it's really easy during that work time, class time, for a student to ask a question and for me to just answer it. One thing that the students will see is that I'm going to encourage them to, before they ask me the question, is, did you look at your notes? Did you maybe look through the book and see if there's a sample problem like that? Did we do a sample problem like that on the video? And try and learn that way and become more of an active learner with good study skills and habits, as opposed to kind of going the easy route and asking me how to do things. In conclusion, there's no single best way to learn, as there is no single best way to teach. Your child may learn in different ways from other children. There's no best way to learn, and I don't think there's any best way to teach. I don't see the flipped classroom as a silver bullet. It's not the be-all and the end-all for maybe a student who struggles in math. There is no replacement for time and effort. If the student doesn't want to do the practice problems or doesn't watch the videos, this is not going to be a success. And one thing I have to emphasize, it's really important that your student watch and listen to the videos. That's really an important component. Some of the things I write on the screen, it's not everything. Some of the things I say but don't write are really important. So taking time to watch, listen, and take notes, not just copy what's on the screen, but take notes on what's being said. It's going to be very important your students take that personal responsibility for their learning. I ask for your patience and understanding. This is a little bit of an adjustment. Some students take to it really well. Some students are a little resistant to it. They feel like they learn better in lecture. Lecture is easy. They can just sit back and absorb the material. And they can kind of do the homework or copy somebody's homework on their own. This is going to be different. They're going to have to be a more active learner and have a certain amount of maturity when watching the videos and taking notes. If you have additional questions, I encourage you to contact me. I can be reached by email at cleary@muhs.edu. You can also call and leave a message on voicemail at the Marquette High School number. Okay. Finally, I encourage you, if you have more questions on the flipped classroom, there's lots of research out there that might give you a perspective on some of its positives, some of its drawbacks, where it's worked, how it works. How I do the flipped classroom may be a little different than how somebody else does the flipped classroom, but you can do a web search on your favorite search engine for flipped learning, flipped classroom, and there's plenty of information out there. So again, in conclusion, I'm looking forward to this year's classes, and I'm really excited about implementing the flipped classroom. Thank you.